Okay. Mouse is not. Okay, so first things first, if you have a new project, if you have a previous project, and on that computer, go ahead and click one of those. If you don't, then go to new project, and when you do make that new project, make sure you send it to the computer editing fall 2021 folder. So since I already have a previous project, I'm just going to use that, and I'm just going to go with you know I don't know. I'll just go with this one. So, all right. So, once you have that, and this first little, I didn't even call it a paragraph. This first couple of lines at the top, that's what we're doing now. Open the project. Make sure you got 2 or 3 clips in. If you were here on Adobe Day 1, then you know how to do that. Yeah, so since I don't have any clips, I'm going to be doing the same thing as you. So I can press Command I, or I can go to File, Import, and then I'm going to go to Media. Oh, well, okay, fine. File, Import. This already snapped up to my computer editing folder, and yeah, I know there's a certain clip that I'm gonna grab 3 clips, and all right, I'll go with that. All right, so to follow along, today in class, you're not gonna need a certain clip, but for your homework, you will need a certain clip. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So what we're gonna do now is, if you don't have a timeline, make one, or just drag your video down to this timeline area. Normally I do the dragging thing, but this time, just to be different, I'm going to go to File, New, and then I'm going to go to Sequence, okay? And let's see. I know this can be somewhat difficult. Let's see. Digital video. I like AV. I'm going to go with AVC HD. And then I'll go with 1080. It's probably shot in, let's see, did I shoot? Well, I'll go 1080i, all right? And sequence, I'm gonna call this one Adobe Adjust.
Mr. Sherman, what did you press to get to this menu
I think it was Control, well, yeah, I don't remember the shortcut. You already got the timeline, so you don't need this.
Okay.
So, but it would be File, New, and then Sequence.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So,
And then what were the settings that you did on sequence?
I did ABC HD, and I did 1080i.
ABC.
This that's a pretty common format. Yeah. So, if I had known that the footage was shot, say, with the I forgot the name of the camera. Well, most camcorders are probably going to shoot in 1080i, and so that's why I just went with 1080i. So, anyway, I'm gonna call my project Adobe Adjust, and what in the world? I didn't see it. Okay, probably no sequences. I thought I pressed OK. All right, I'll just do it again. File, new sequence, CHD. And, huh. Why is it not letting me do that? That is weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna just go with this standard widescreen since it wasn't letting me press OK. And even if it's not letting you make it on the one that you want, when you slide your first clip into the timeline, what Adobe's gonna do is gonna ask you, hey, do you want to change your sequence settings to whatever the video clip is? So if you shot something in 24 frames per second or 60 frames per second, it'll adjust to that. So I usually click change sequence settings because I want it to be the most compatible with my clip. So that way I don't have to worry about it doing a lot of, say, staggered video when I'm trying to play it back in real time. So my choice, I usually always choose is change sequence settings whenever I get that option. So anyway, got a video clip here, and let's go with some of the editing default video effects. So I'm gonna maximize this a little bit, and say what I need to do in order to do this is I need to double click on this clip. Okay, so this clip of the red cross thing, I'm gonna double click on it, and you see under source that just shows my video. The tab that's really important right now is the one that says effect controls. So go ahead and click on effect controls. If you don't have it, look around for it. Maybe you on the Adobe Lesson 1, that's one of the things I said, hey, you need to make sure you have this in your window. If you don't have it and you can't find it, let me know. You might have to go to, if you may have deleted it, you can go to Window, and there's a little, you see on mine I've got effect controls checked because I have that out there. But if I had mine deleted, I would just click on that effect controls thing, and then it would pop up that tab somewhere on my screen, and then you can just slide it to wherever you may want it to be. So that's what you do if you don't have it. So does everyone have this effect control screen? Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do from here, actually I might just scoot back so I can see the same thing that you're seeing. Oh, I got a little chair desk here. Oh, but I don't want to be too far away because I want the microphone on this computer to pick me up. All right. I'm gonna move this back just a hair. So once we have that screen popped up, this is like the equivalent of your inspector window in Final Cut Pro 10. So once I have that up, there's some things I want to point out. So even if yours looks a little off, like I've got all this stuff like minimized here, it's still still there. So motion, that's where you can adjust your position and your scale. So we kind of went over this a little bit with the first lesson. So if you want to do left or right, if you want to do up or down, this is where you do it. If you want to make it big or small, you can do that as well. And I just reset those. Opacity. So if I need to, here, I'm just gonna demonstrate with another clip. You don't have to follow me on this. And so if I need to adjust the opacity to make it more see-through, then I go to Effect Controls and open up the opacity thing. And something to be careful about is when you see these little like stopwatch looking things, what that does is it's like already ready to make a keyframe for you, and you don't need a keyframe. So watch this. When I make this adjustment, you probably see a little dot form right here. So when I do that, bam. So the reason why, so you got to be careful about that. If you ever see like I don't know what color this is, blue, purple, I don't know. But whenever you see that and you want to make an adjustment and it's already highlighted, go ahead and deactivate that. And so that way when you make this adjustment, you're not making it for one particular point in time, you're making it for the whole clip. So anyway, what was it? Oh, so I have my opacity at 30%. So, or whatever number that is. So, I can adjust my opacity. If I want to leave it like that, I can leave it like that. So, I'm going to reset this just to get to the next thing. Volume. So, what was that first clip I had on? Let's see. I'm going to, that don't really have much volume, but I'm going to switch to, I'm going to use this clip. And I would suggest you use a clip that has audio. The intersection one has audio. This one has audio. I believe this has audio, but it might be really low. But I mean, if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. But I'm gonna use something where I can hear a little bit better. So I'm just gonna stick with this one, okay? So for this, just to prove that it has audio, I'm gonna press play. Yep, that's some audio right there. It's kind of loud too. So if I want, I can also adjust my audio. I can do it two ways. I'm going to show you the one way through the effect controls first, and then I'll show you another way that doesn't involve effect controls. So you see here we got this level thing. That's what we want. Now, you could do some of this other stuff, but I don't want to be doing all that. So I'm going to deactivate this little stopwatch looking thing. And then if I want to adjust my audio, I can just move it, let's say negative 44 decibels. Let's see what that looks like. And I can, I'm going to adjust it. All right, hold on. Oh, see my problem? I was clicked on this clip. So I was editing the wrong clip. So on this one, my audio levels are still the same. So let me do the same thing I did before, but let's say lower this by 281 decibels. That should be like silent now. See? And let's see if it'll adjust it live while I'm. So that's one way of adjusting your audio. So that's not the way that I prefer, but it works. So let me switch this back to I don't know. So that's one way of doing it, okay? Panner is like if you want to have your audio all to the left or all to the right. I'm not going to do that right now. Another way of adjusting your audio, well, actually, there's three ways. The way that I prefer is if you were doing this on Windows or a mouse that has a right-click button, you could right-click here. If not, what you do is you hold down the Control button and you click right here. There's an option that comes up that says Audio Gain. So with audio, oh, I know she's not wearing a mask. Oh, I'll get you one.
How did you get reset out of control? There's the clip.
It's on that box.
There you go. All right. Yes. I mean, like, it's not, well, mine is custom, I customize mine, and yours, everybody has, there's like a default thing, and depending on if you're on any one of these, it's going to look drastically different. So it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I'll go. So if I go to audio gain, then I can adjust my gain by a specific number of decibels. So what I usually like to do is I like to click set gain 2, and then like if I need to lower it, I may just say maybe -6, and then I'll just press OK. And when I do, you'll see the waveform bar is kind of like get smaller. So I just lower set it to that level. Okay. Now another way that I can do this is kind of like, this is similar to what we do in Final Cut, is you can just go to the audio wave bars, wait to this little, I wish I had another pointer, but there's like little up and down tiny arrows that pop up next to the main select tool cursor, and I just click and hold that, and then I can raise the audio using that method. So if I lowered this all the way, so if I lowered this all the way, then guess what? I still got 0 audio like I did before if I use one of the other methods that I showed you. Of course, you don't get to see the waveform stuff, adjust like with the other one. But anyway, that's those are a couple of ways to adjust your audio. Pay attention to that because that will be part of your homework. Where was I? So yeah, we just, with the, hold on. With this right here, am I right click? Am I left click or right click? You know what? All right. with, okay, intersection. So what I did, what we just did here with the, why is it not showing up that one? Oh, because, I'm just making some adjustments that I shouldn't have to make. So we went over how to do the volume through the effect controls. Let me maximize this so you can see this better. So we went over how to do the volume through the effect controls. We also did like the little up and down slider thing, and also if you want to, here we go. Oh, that's why it being all difficult. And also if you want to use the audio gain one. So those were the three methods, just to give a quick overview. Yeah, audio gain. So if I wanted to do that. Moving on. Additional video effects. This is like the deep stuff now. Okay, so first thing you're gonna need to have is you're gonna need to have your effects tab available. So if you don't have your effects tab available, then what you got to do is, like I said before, you can go up to Window. I know it doesn't show on this TV, but go up to Window and find the one that says Effects and click on that. So in case you don't have the Effects tab. So does anyone here, and you know, when you do have the Effects tab, it'll look like this. So, excuse me. Does anyone not have their Effects tab?
That's the one with like the audio effects, transitions and stuff in it.
Say it one more time.
That's the one with the audio effects, audio transitions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So once you have your Effects tab available, I'm gonna go with the most. I consider this the most common used effect. So I'm gonna go to Effects tab, then I'm gonna go to Video Effects, and I'm gonna go with Adjust. I say a lot of, especially Proc Amp, a lot of these are some of the most common used because sometimes when you're editing, you're not trying to do anything special. You're not trying to, you know, make, I don't know, I was going to think of some movie with, I was going to say The Matrix or Avatar, but those references are too old. Some movie with a whole bunch of special effects. You're not trying to do all that. Sometimes you're just trying to make your stuff look good or, you know, not look bad or just tweak it a little bit. So Proc Amp is going to be one of the most useful ones that you're going to use. It's similar to, well, I guess the size stuff, but the color effects and all that kind of. Anyway, let me just stop talking and just start doing. So what we're going to do to activate this, there's three ways you can do it. You can just, once you have your clip double clicked here, you can just double click and it'll add that effect inside this effect controls window. Or you can take the effect and drag it on top of the clip. And you see it kind of like adjusts when it's on top of there. Or you can just take it and drag it into the effects controls one. So I'm going to do what, I don't know, people may think is more natural. I'm just going to click, hold, and I'm going to drag Proc Amp onto my video. So, something I would suggest is if you're using the black and white video, don't, because we're going to be dealing with colors and contrast and all that other stuff, and it's harder to see that. So, when I drag my Proc Amp effect onto the clip, you'll see in the effects window, the Proc Amp thing popped up. So that's it right here. So you should be able to see that into your effect controls window. Everybody seeing that?
No. Oh, yes.
Let me see. Oh, you don't have here's your effect controls window right here. All right, and there's Proc Amp right there. Oh, I'm wrong. All right. So, what was I? So the things that ProCamp does is kind of like with the color stuff from Final Cut. So if I need to, once you expand it, you're gonna see some familiar stuff. Brightness. If I need to adjust my brightness, I can do that. Also, you can do it if you don't want to use the number thing. You can just do the little slider thing for brightness. So that kind of stuff, because sometimes you will need to adjust your clips because they're too bright or not bright enough. Contrast, same thing. Making the trying to make it either more different between the brightest and the darkest parts, or less different. Let's see. Oh wait. Let me do this. Sorry. So yeah, got my contrast right there. My hue just kind of it alters the colors. I wouldn't use this too much unless you're just trying to make something just funky. But if you just need to tweak something that's a little bluish or a little reddish to make it more normal, then hue can help you out with that. Saturation is just how bold or how strong you want the colors to be. So you can make something black and white, or you can make it very bold. So those are some things that you're often you'll may have to adjust with your video. So I'm just going to reset my ProCamp to just reset all of it, so that way I can have it back to normal. Or I could have pressed Control Z like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. So now that everyone with me so far? Okay, cool. So now to the homework. So for your homework, I want this clip here. I want this one because it has audio, and any other clip. Okay. So, and I'm gonna go through it right now. You can follow along or not, but I'm gonna be going at my just speed. So, let's see. I don't need all this. So I'm gonna trim both of my clips. Where's my Command K? All right. I'm not sure how long this is. I can't see that well. Oh, did I? I made it 7 seconds. Just like, oh, look at me. I didn't even mean to do it that way. Let's see. Is this? Can I get 7 seconds from this? Let's see. Okay, you can still use this, I guess, if you want, even though this clip isn't exactly 7 seconds, but I'm gonna keep it up just because it's, I got it. So trimming your clips, to 7 seconds, I should say 7 seconds or less. So I'm gonna decrease the other clip. So, I said specifically to have clip 02085. That's this clip right here, the black and white clip. So, so I'm gonna decrease this other clip size to 50%. Now, if you forgot how to deactivate, then you can do this, or if you just want to move it over so you can see what you're doing, you can do it that way. But either way, I'm gonna decrease the scale to 50. Did I say 50% or 50? I said 50, so I said it right. And if it's 51, 52, 49, I'm still good with that. So decrease the other clip scale to 50, and I'm gonna have them overlap right here just so you can kind of see it. So also what I'm gonna do is move this clip 02085 over, and what I say, to the left. Yep, to the left, so that it's like halfway off the screen. And I'm asking you or having you do these things so that I know you understand how to manipulate effects. So something like that. What else? Also, I'm going to lower its volume. So I don't know if I edited this volume before, but if I was on this clip, I'm going to right click. I don't know. Usually it doesn't do that for me with the little slide down thing. I'm going to go audio gain, and actually, you know what? Let me listen to it first. And I'm going to adjust this to where I can barely hear it. Oh, I forgot, that's me too. Well, that's my voice, but they do have his voice later on. So let me Put a little bit of that in there instead. Yeah, look at that. There we go. So you don't want to hear me count 5, 4, 3. Let's say this first. Okay. So.
Soy pastor y arquitecto ideológico de Icono.
Okay. So I'm gonna use this method with the adjusting through the audio gain because that's just like my preferred method. And I don't know. I'm gonna put this at, let's just say, -15. So that should make it pretty low. And let's play it and see what's what. Okay. That's good. I'm happy with that. And where was I? So moving the clip halfway across the screen, lowered its volume to where it can barely be heard. I'll reduce the saturation of the other clip. So this clip right here, I'm going to reduce the saturation. And whenever you click on like this clip or that clip or whatever, then the effect controls kind of follows that. So got to make sure I'm clicking on this clip. I'm going to reduce my saturation. Do I still have my prompt camp up? Yep, I do. So I'm going to reduce my saturation to basically 0. So I'm going to have 2 black and white clips. And yeah, reduce saturation of other clips that's in black and white. And then, of course, the lower third, I'm going to let you, I'm not going to go through that right now. But basically, your homework should look something like this. So, and maybe pick a slightly longer clip, but yeah. Anyway, I should have had the stuff I can do to slow down time. Oh, I should have put in the slow down time effect as part of the lesson. But anyhow, yeah, that's actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Let's see, where is it? Yeah. So you don't have to do this, but I'm just doing this because I want to. I'm just gonna see if I can stretch this a little bit. Yes, not this time. But anyway, yeah. So have this clip moved over halfway off the screen. Lower the volume. Have this clip reduced about 50% of its size, and have it in black and white. And make a lower third that says your name and Adobe adjust. What do I call this thing? Adobe video adjustments. So yeah. Any questions about this?
This is not for us, right? Too, but that